Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. First of all, I'll have to say a very big thank you for all the love and the support that you showed me on my very first video on this channel. Thank you so much. And if you're yet to watch that video, go back and watch it. My name is Kosi Daniel-Ibanga. You can call me Kosi Daniel-Ibanga, right? If you watched my last video, then you understand what I'm talking about. So on today's video, we're going to be talking about something very, very important, something that I've paused and I've thought it through again, and I realized that there's been a shift, there's been a measurable increase, right? And that's on the topic of growth. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys what I have learned about growth and hitting goals amidst life's distractions. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Go ahead and like this video already, and don't forget to turn on your post notification bell so when I post, you'll be the first to hear about it. And if you're old here, what's up? Thank you for staying tuned. All right, let's dive right into it. So first things first, what is growth? So growth basically has to do with increase, has to do with expansion, has to do with enlarging, right? That's what you refer to as growth, right? So in this case, I'm talking about personal growth. I'm talking about everything that has to do with my personal growth. So I'm going to be sharing with you what I've learned about personal growth and hitting goals, even in the midst of drama, in the midst of distractions, in the midst of chaos, and in the midst of everything that might be going on. Number one thing I've realized about growth, there has to be a desire to grow. If there's no desire to grow, forget it. You're not going to grow at all, because you don't even see anything wrong in where you are at the time. You don't see a need to grow. You're not even seeing growth in your dictionary, right? So you're not even thinking growth at the time. So for you to grow, there has to be a desire to grow, first of all, before any other thing. Number two, growth requires effort, conscious effort. It requires work. It requires waking up early. It requires sacrificing. It requires stretching. It requires going out of your comfort zone. So it's not enough to wish for growth. It's not enough to dream about growth. It's not enough to desire growth. Even after desiring, I mean, that's step one, to desire it, right? But after desiring it, after dreaming about it, after wishing for it, after even talking about it, it's not enough to end there. It won't happen at that point. Growth will happen at the point where you start putting in conscious effort, no matter how little the effort is, right? But the important thing is that you're putting in effort, no matter how little. You're putting in effort. You're putting in effort. As you keep growing, your capacity keeps enlarging to accommodate more work, to accommodate more effort. Now, I'm going to narrow it down to myself, my own story, because I'm talking about me here. I'm using myself as a case study, and I'm sharing my lessons as well. So, growing up, there were some people that I admired so much. I admired them. I loved the way they did things, especially ladies, especially women. So when I see women that wear a lot of responsibilities on their shoulder, that wear a lot of hats, and they carry it so gracefully, like it was just a walk in the park. And I loved and admired them so much that I wished to be like them. I wished so much to be like them. I prayed to be like them. But guess what? It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work by just wishing to be like them. It doesn't work by just praying to be like them. It doesn't work by just desiring to be like them. So one day I sat myself down and I'm like, wait, hold on. This requires conscious effort. Like, these guys are putting in the work to getting to where they are. They're putting in the work to conquering more ground. They're putting in the work of waking up early. They're putting in the work of depriving themselves of some things. They're putting in the work of self-development, of furthering their education, of burning the midnight candle. I remember my mom those days, she said, People don't read your books. You need to burn the midnight candle. You need to burn the midnight candle like it was a little candle. So these people were putting in the work. They were doing a lot of things to make sure that they maintain where they are and they also grow also more than or way past where they were at the time. So I had to realize that for myself that growth takes work. Growth takes conscious effort. Growth is not enough to just talk about it. It's not enough to just wish for it. It's not enough to pray about it. It's not enough to dream about it. It's not even enough to talk about it. Really, it's not. I've learned that growth requires you depriving yourself of pleasures at the time, things that you don't necessarily need at the time, or things that are taking you away from focusing on your growth. To be honest, I'm still working through this one, but I've realized it, I've learned it over time that growth requires you depriving yourself of a lot of things. Things like excessive sleeping, things like excessive social media, things like watching movies excessively, things like even hanging out with friends excessively, like a lot of things, a lot of so-called pleasures. Growth, for you to grow, for you to intentionally grow, growth requires you depriving yourself of some pleasures for later. You know how they say you work now and you play later, or you play now and you work later. So if you want to grow at the point where you are, it requires that you deprive yourself of some things that are taking or straining your time, some things that are not adding value to you, some things that are not adding up to your growth goal, where you want to see yourself be, or where you see yourself to be at. Growth requires you to be in the right environment. Now, by environment, I know a lot of people might say that, oh, but I don't have control over my physical environment. Maybe because you're staying with people, or maybe because you don't have all the money it takes for you to be living where you think is the conducive place for you to live that will make your growth thrive. That's not what I mean. I don't mean external environment. External environment, yes, but most importantly is your internal environment and the environment that you have control over. Now, what I mean is your mind. What I mean is your association. What I mean is your heart. What I mean is your mouth, right? Those kind of environments. Now, what are you feeding your mind with? What are you feeding your heart with? What are you saying with your mouth? Who are the people around you? Who are your friends? You know that your friends can either help you to attain that your growth goal or growth plan, or they can shrink and kill that plan. So imagine when you're in the midst of people that are mediocre in their thinking. So when you come up one day and then you're like, oh, I want to be the president of this country, or I'm going to be the president of this country one day. They're like, who is this one? President K. I'll be in your dream, president of your street. You never even become class prefect finish, or you never even become a manager for your office finish. You want to come become president, all those kind of things. You get when you're around those kind of associates, they truncate your growth process. They shrink your mind, right? So that's one thing about association. You know that saying that show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. That's so valid. That's so true. So your friend, the association that you keep can either help you to grow or stop you from growing. So imagine when you're in an association of people that are high thinkers, people that are thinking the future, people that are thinking or high up there, people that are thinking to establish businesses, people that are thinking to grow their finance, people that are thinking to be worth $100 million by the end of this year. When you're around those kind of people, you have no other option but to go, because they will rub off on you, knowingly or unknowingly. In your subconscious, you will not know when you start thinking like them, like minds, right? So another thing about growth is what I saying with your mouth. So now you can't be putting in the work per se. You can't be burning the midnight candle like my mother would say. You can't be burning the midnight candle. You can't be investing so much money in your personal growth. You can't be depriving yourself of some pleasures at the moment, but you're saying the wrong thing. It will not work. So when you're saying things like you finish reading, like you're probably taking an exam, you've enrolled in a particular training or school or whatever to further your education, and you're in the process, and then you're already saying things like, oh my beg, this thing hard. I'm not even think say I go finish this thing. I know I'm not sure I can do it. Or last you go drop out. Last all those kind of things. When you're putting in the work, but you're stopping yourself with your mouth. Your mouth and the words that you say are very fundamental in your growth process. So your mouth, what you're saying, has to be commensurate with the work that you're putting in. So as you're putting in the work, be saying things that are commensurate to your work, right? Things like, I know that I will make it. I know that I've already made it. I know that I'm already the minister of this. I know that I'm worth. I prosper in diverse currencies. Like things like that. Like saying things that enrich your spirit and that spurs you, right? But when your words are opposite of the work that you're putting in, then you're truncating your growth process. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying, but I know that I'm helping someone here. So please, as much as possible, let your words be seasoned with salt. Don't just throw words up and down, think that your words don't do anything. Your words go a long way. Even the world, the earth, creation was formed with the word of his mouth. He said, let there be light. There was a saying first. So imagine if the saying was something else. Imagine if the saying was something else. What would you be? What would you be? Would you be an ape, or would you be, what would you be, right? So your words have to be commensurate with your work. Okay. Also, another thing that you need to know is something very, 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 very important, and something that I've learned and that it has helped me and is currently helping me, is the need for a coach, the need for a mentor, the need for someone that will help you. Because to be honest, you cannot grow alone in this journey of growth. You cannot be alone in that. You can't grow alone, no matter how you want to do it. To be honest, like really, I am still growing. I'm at the point where I'm married. I have a 9 to 5. I'm active in ministry. I have two businesses that I run. One is an event planning company. The other one is a gift creation and souvenir company. This is amidst other things that I get to do on the side. And to be honest, I was feeling so overwhelmed. I was feeling so tired. I was feeling so underproductive. I was feeling so swamped a lot. So I had to bring on my coach on board. I had to open up to her and tell her that, okay, this is the way I feel. I feel overwhelmed. I feel tired. I feel swamped. I feel underproductive because I have a lot I'm doing. I want to stop this. I want to stop that. I want to bring on this. A lot was going on. But guess what? When I brought on my coach, the way she broke these things down, I'm like, so what's the problem here? I don't think you've been in that place where you just finish telling someone your problem, then the person just breaks it down, and then you're like, so what's the issue exactly? So that's what a coach does. In the places where you need clarity, the coach, by the help of God, of course, brings clarity to you and assigns that, guides you. My coach, as I speak, she's always on me. Have you done this? Have you done that? This is not enough. Increase it. Do have this correction. Do this. Do that. And to be honest, if not for that, I would have been stuck. I would have been where I was. I wouldn't have grown to this extent. Of course, the glory of God. But that's the need for a coach. That's the need for a mentor. That's the need for someone that will hold your hand and someone that you can climb on their wings of their shoulders to rise. That's the need for a coach. So don't undermine the need for a coach. You need a coach for you to grow. You need a coach to help you hit goals and surpass goals, and to help you set the right goals for yourself. Okay? Also, before I forget, one thing you need to do is that you need to know is that life is moving. Whether you're growing or you're not growing, life is moving, and life is in season. You don't want to be filled with regret. You don't want to be in your later age and then you're like, oh, had it been I known, I would have done this when I was younger. I would have capitalized on that. I should have done this. No, you don't want to be like that. You don't want to be like that. So that's the more reason you need to put in the work now to grow to where you ought to be or where you should be. So these are the things that I've learned about growth and hitting goals, even in the times of distractions. Let's know in the comment section, are there things that you're currently working on to grow? Let's know your experience. Let's know what you've learned. Come on, share with us in the comment section. It might just be helping someone. And also, if you've learned something from this video, let me know what you've learned from this video, and let's just interact in the comment section. On to the next one. My name is Kosi Daniel-Ibanga. Bye. Heart, women's that we, wow.